My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
Conserve your batteries, people, because Alan Wake is finally here.
Don't go in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
I think I can handle it.
Alan Wake can best be described as a psychological thrilling maze which makes your brain stumble around more than your drunk uncle at your high school graduation. It's confusing, it's entertaining, it's uncomfortable, and somehow makes you oddly satisfied.
It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards.
Bingo! The premise of the game isn't revolutionary. You're Alan Wake. You're a successful writer who hasn't put a sentence on paper in over 2 years. So what do writers do when they're running out of money? Go on vacation with their nagging wife.
It's a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work.
Upon arriving in Bright Falls, everything seems quaint and it seems welcoming. The characters are charming, the Deer Fest is on, and the local diner place Put the Lime in a Coconut.
Number 6 in the jukebox.
However, Bright Falls' welcoming arms quickly change once your darling wife pulls a Princess Peach and is taken by a mysterious entity, hereout referred to as the Darkness. After a brief blackout period, you awaken, to find yourself in a car crash with Alice nowhere in sight and assumably in obvious danger. From here on out, you embark on a hell-bent quest armed with nothing but a flashlight with the hopes of recovering your oh-so-amazing woman. Where this game truly shines is in the novel-like feel and narrative. The game feels like a novel come to life and truthfully encourages us non-readers to pick up a book once in a while. Alan frequently narrates the events and cutscenes and gameplay, thus becomes occasionally redundant and even obtrusive at times, but maintains an excellent overall contributor to the frightening atmosphere.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me. The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
The atmosphere is always spot on and really sets the mood, which abruptly changes from bone-shaking chills of the dark to inviting, soothing warmth of light. This is an essential theme for Alan Wake, as you frequently find yourself relying and even frantically seeking the next lamppost in order to escape the cold mist of the tailing menace. This effective balance is accomplished not only by the narrative, but also by the music and visuals. The ominous tones, the rustling of bushes in the silence, every floorboard creak, every chainsaw chug develop a world that rivals some of the best horror movies in our time. To be honest, this game's more frightening than seeing a fat kid have his Skittles taken. The darkness ranges from all forms of enemies which can only be defeated after hitting them with some form of light first. These forms of light may include old trusty flashy, flares, flashbangs, even headlights. The combat system, though simple, actually helps contribute to the overall sense of fear and disparity of the game. Quite often you will find yourself running, and running, and running, which is unfortunate since you have less endurance than Seth Rogen and Superbad. Dodging and fleeing help conserve precious ammo for panic situations, which you better believe do occur. Think I'm a wimp? You try keeping your cool watching axe and chain wielding shadows emerge from thick forest in all directions. Aside from that described gameplay, there's not much else to the combat, unfortunately. Therefore, you won't be surprised once some of the desensitization occurs and you realize that the combat is actually quite repetitive. The visuals for the most part are stunning on the 360. Trees look like trees, shadows are sharp and realistic. However, I do have some issues with the doll-like appearances of the characters, especially Alice. Seriously, look at her.
Cheer up, handsome.
Seriously, ain't nobody gonna save that. If the game hasn't completely won you over by the story's twist of a conclusion, it will on replay. There are many collectibles for achievement whores, including thermostats and manuscript pages, which will help you fill in the gaps of the storyline. One main gripe that I do have with the game is unfortunately also a necessity. The game caters towards story lovers and as such employs a linear form of play. Every event in the game is vital and requires timely triggers, which can only be done in this described manner. Occasionally, the camera can be a little high maintenance, and even this helps create tension, as you will find yourself struggling to keep your sights on the encircling evil around you. This is not a difficult game either, and seldom challenges your logic. This is epitomized by a directional icon in the top left pointing towards your current objective, which cannot be turned off. Alan Wake will demand your attention and dare you to put the controller down like a well-written novel. Even the game is divided into various forms of chapters, which are left on cliffhangers and accompanied by intermissions filled with a thematic soundtrack. If you are a gamer whom appreciates a solid story, a constant sense of narrowly escaping deranged murdering shadows, and an immersive type of atmosphere, then Alan Wake is for you. Alan Wake gets a 4.5 out of 5.